Alright, hey guys, the Ultimate Frieza here, welcome back to another video. So a few months ago I did a questions video in honour of reaching 900 subscribers and 80,000 video views. Now I do really apologise that it's taken me so long to get around to recording an answer video to those questions, but I've recently just hit 1,200 subscribers with 150,000 video views, and that's all down to you guys really. I really do appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel and liking the material that I bring out. So I'm going to answer the questions that were supplied in the previous questions video, and also going to be mentioning the channel's name, who's asked the questions, if they so forth requested that. I'm not going to be able to get all the questions answered in this video, but there's going to be a part 2 to this answers video, so don't worry if your question was not answered in this video, it will most definitely be answered in the next one, as I will definitely be answering every single question. So without further ado, let's get these answered. Okay, starting with question 1, I've been asked by awesome YouTuber Adam AFD, how long have you been a Sonic fan? Thinking on this one, I was first shown the very first Sonic the Hedgehog game very early on in the 90s by a family relative on the then Mega Drive, and it was seeing that really sort of sparked my interest in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Now, it was definitely before Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out on the Mega Drive, so I would probably say early 1992, so 23 years amazingly. Okay, the next question comes from Orange Hedgehog 2012, who's one of my very first subscribers here on YouTube, and she's actually asked me 3 questions here. First one being, what got you into collecting Sonic the Hedgehog? Now, I've mentioned this a few times on a few of my other videos, and that's that the very first piece of Sonic the Hedgehog merchandise I got was Sonic the Comic issue 27, which was released in 1993. And it was that issue that sort of brought me into the Sonic world and the characters, and I sort of got an interest in the Sonic world itself from that issue, and it was from then that I started collecting issues of Sonic the Comic, as well as getting some of the figures and plushes that were released, and the collection sort of got to where it is from there really. I don't really buy too much Sonic the Hedgehog merchandise nowadays, mostly because I've got quite a lot already. I only really stick to certain types of it now, maybe some more of the rarer, unique ones, or Sonic the Comic related, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The second question she's asked me is, what do you think of Sonic Boom? Quite an interesting one this, because I've watched some of the episodes of the show, I haven't watched all of them, and it's pretty good material. It's got some pretty good comedy elements to it, and I could certainly see some of the younger Sonic the Hedgehog fan base enjoying it. I haven't played the video game that was released on the Wii U. I'm pretty sure it was voted one of the worst games of 2014. I mean, it did look pretty bad on the videos that I saw, so I won't be picking that up. But honestly, yeah, I don't mind it. I did think that the characters' redesigns were pretty unnecessary, but that's just what I thought. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty okay. And her third and final question she's asked me is, what other series do you collect for and why? So I do have some collections of other franchises. I've got obviously quite a lot of anime stuff here. I've got Dragon Ball Z stuff behind me, and on this side of the wall I've got like some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and some Digimon and Nintendo stuff. I guess I only really collect for them because I enjoy the series really. I don't ever buy things for series that I don't enjoy or don't know about just to buy it. I just buy it pretty much because I enjoy it really. So yeah, hope that's answered your questions. Okay, the next question is supplied by Dragon King 2602, and that person asks me, do you have a top 10 Sonic game list? No, I don't actually have a top 10 list of Sonic games. It'd be pretty hard for me to choose a top 10, but I do have a top 2 Sonic games which are my absolute favourites from the Sonic series, and that is Sonic 3 and Knuckles on the Mega Drive, and Sonic Adventure 1 on either the Dreamcast or the GameCube. Okay, the next question comes from Round 2 Gaming Channel, who's definitely one of my favourite YouTubers out there for memorabilia review, and he asks, how has YouTube affected your memorabilia collection? Do you find you are buying more memorabilia items to share with your viewers? Short answer, no. I, like most people, have bills to pay. In fact, I do 2 jobs actually out of here. And I only get a certain amount each month that I get to spend on memorabilia and collectibles. So I'm usually buying something at least every month, but I don't ever go out of my way to sort of buy loads of stuff that month to do a video of, so forth. I only basically buy merchandise that I want to keep and collect, basically, as I mentioned in Orange Hedgehog 2012's video. So yeah, if there's something I'm waiting for that may be expensive, like a pre-order that I really want, then maybe I won't spend so much that month and wait until that comes up. But yeah, in all honesty, no, I don't really think I'll go out my way to buy more stuff for review purchases. Okay, the next question comes from Professor Conker, who again is one of my very first subscribers here on YouTube, and he's asked me 3 questions. The first one he's asked me is, if you could choose, what other Sonic character would you like to see in the Pop Vinyl range? Now, I'll confess I'm not a huge fan of this craze that's going around at the minute, where any character in pretty much existence is coming out in this Pop Vinyl range. It's good if you like that sort of thing, but yeah, I don't really understand it. But I will confess I do own one of them, and that's it's actually on the right here. It's number 65, which is a 1980s Shredder. But yeah, I won't be buying any more of them. I also understand the Sonic ones have become quite rare now and are going for quite a lot of money, which is crazy, because they don't. Honestly, I think they don't look anything too special, which is why I haven't bought them. But if I wanted to see another character in the Pop Vinyl range, I'd say Dr. Robotnik. Okay, the second question he's asked me is, what's your favourite animal? So yeah, something that's actually not Sonic related in these questions. I'd probably say dog. Okay, and his third question, he's asked, do you know who Kate Hopkins is? If so, what's your opinion on her? If I'm honest, I haven't got a clue who she is, and until you submit this question, I'd never heard of this name. So I apologise for that, but I'm assuming she's a singer. I mean, I haven't got a clue. Sorry if people are watching this who are Kate Hopkins fan, but if she is a singer, I don't really listen to anything modern wise in the music industry. My sort of knowledge for music ends around the 90s, around the era, so I don't know whether she's new or whatnot, but yeah. So do I know who she is? No. And do I have an opinion on her? I can't really say because I don't know who she is. So yeah, hope that's answered your questions. Okay, the next question from a YouTuber has asked me, what made you start here on YouTube? So as far as YouTube goes, I'm pretty new to the scene really, because I've only been on it since 2013. And when I first started on here, I sort of, what I started to do was memorabilia reviews for products that maybe no one's really seen before, or more rare products that maybe people want to see more of. If you go back to some of my really earlier videos, you'll see that as I've reviewed products like the Sonic the Hedgehog Aftershave, which is just in this cabinet right here, and a few bits more like that. And as the few months went on, I sort of focused mostly a lot of Sonic the Comic, as you probably know from my channel, which is something I'm really much a fan and passionate of. And there was pretty much nothing Sonic the Comic related on YouTube, with the exception of one channel. Well, actually now it's just me that's the only sole holder of Sonic the Comic stuff really. And I really wanted to get sort of more Sonic the Comic knowledge of people out there in the world, basically. Show them that this was a really fantastic Sonic comic from the 90s to the early 2000s in the UK. And to sort of, yeah, get that out there really. And as time has gone on, I've sort of kept that going, and I've been doing more memorabilia reviews. I've had quite a lot of requests to do stuff upcoming and new releases, game room tours. I will eventually get a new one of them coming up, maybe about the middle of the year maybe, as the whole of the room has changed quite a lot since my last game room tour. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that's answered your question. Okay, my next question comes from Sonic and the Bean Show, and he's actually asked me 3 questions as well. His first question he's asked is, why do you like Frieza so much? So if you don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, you'll know that Frieza is one of the main villains for the series, and you've noticed my channel is actually sort of named partially after that character. Why do I like the character so much? I find him very interesting and a unique character, and I think for a show to work it needs to have just as an important protagonist as an antagonist, and I think Frieza really ticks all those buttons for a show like Dragon Ball Z. He has a heavy involvement in the character's past and present, and obviously we know that the battle between Goku and Frieza is the longest recorded battle in anime history, still to this day. And Dragon Ball Z is still my favourite anime of all time, and it probably will always be. And I'm just really a fan of the character. I think for a villain to work, it needs to have all those qualities. I've always been more of a fan of like that alien type creatures as opposed to sort of Earth-grown ones. For a fun fact, that my second favourite villain of all time is actually the Ultron Shredder from 2003's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, the next question you've asked me is, do you plan on collecting all of the Amiibos? I can safely say no. There may have been a time when I wanted to get them. If you've seen my videos, you'll see I've reviewed the Link Amiibo. That's probably the only one I'm going to review. I have got a few more since then. I've got them behind the camera. I have Ike and Mega Man. I do plan on getting Sonic, but some of the value for some of the others is gone ridiculous now. Characters like Shulk and Rosalina are it's just phenomenal the prices they're going for, so there's no way I'm going to break the bank to collect all of them. I mean, I take my hat off to you if anyone out there has managed to collect all of them, because that is an impressive achievement. So yeah, and your third and final question Sonic and Bean Show has asked is, what's your favourite console so far? Whew, that's a tough one. I was always a pure blood Sega fan in the 90s, so that's really hard because I have a lot of favourite consoles. It'd be really hard for me to pick one. So I'm going to mention a few of my favourites, being Mega Drive, the Sega Saturn and the Dreamcast. Kind of cheating here. And if I was to name a favourite console that's not Sega related, it would be the Nintendo GameCube. And finally, I've been asked by Ghosty Shadow, who's another one of my very first subscribers, who has an absolute fantastic Sonic collection, definitely one of the most impressive I've ever seen. I'd recommend going to check that channel out and looking at the Sonic collection that person has. And that YouTuber has asked me, do you have a most wanted item or items list, or do you already own that? Not really actually. There's nothing out there I'm really desperately searching for that I really want to own in my collection that I'll sort of pay any price for. There was a time a few years ago that I really wanted to get the Sega World Sydney Dr. Robotnik plush, which is this one right here. I've been after that for quite some time, and yeah, I picked it up about 3 or 4 years ago now. And I really wanted to pick one up that weren't ridiculously overpriced. In fact, there was a listing on eBay of some of those plushes last year, and I think it went for like $1.5 grand. I was like, wow, that's crazy. There's no way in hell I'd pay anything like that now. But no, there's nothing out there I'm really sort of desperately trying to hunt for. If there was something I'd like to get, and that's probably the 10th anniversary Crystal Cube, but the prices that them sort of things are going for now, I probably will never get it. I won't be heartbroken. So as I said at the start of this video, I'll mostly focus on the more unique, interesting items and maybe Sonic the Comic related stuff. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Okay, and that is all the questions I will be answering in this video. Don't worry too much if I never got around to answering your question that you submitted, as it will most definitely be featured in part 2 of this video. Also, if anyone else out there has a question they'd like to ask me to be featured in part 2, as I might make the next video a little bit longer, then please feel free to leave a comment below, and that may well get featured in the next video. And as I promised in the first one, I will feature the YouTuber in the description, and also mention the YouTuber's name if they so wished in the question. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone that supplied their question to me. As I just said, I will feature all of their names in the description bar below if you really want to check out their awesome channels. But as always guys, I really appreciate you guys subscribing to me in the first place and checking my material out. So until part 2 comes along, take care and see you guys soon.